One of my most recent videos, I probably said something along the lines of how our parents take care of us and like their mental, emotional need that they need to meet and things like that. And then I got to thinking after the video was out and I watched it again. I'm like, okay, I was thinking, and then it got me on the topic of generational trauma. And I'm just like, how does it start, or where does it start? Because it 100% for us, it starts with our parents, and for them, it probably starts with their parent as well. So I was just like, okay. I heard David Goggins say something about like how you got messed up. Or he was talking about data. He was like, you got messed up, and then instead of you trying to fix it, you ran from it, and then you affected me. But I'm gonna fix my shit.
I gotta go back and see what made him so f***ed up to make me so f***ed up. Why am I f***ed up? I actually drive back to Buffalo, New York to see my dad. And I go back as an older man now. I'm in my 20s. I'm not a kid anymore. And I realized he was the same man that he was. Somewhere in your f***ing life, something f***ed you up. And you didn't deal with it. And so you put that shit on me, my mom, and everybody around you. I'm gonna deal with my shit.
That's what I feel like generational trauma is. Somebody got messed up by another person. It doesn't even have to be family for it. It don't have to be family. Is it family sometimes? Yes, but it doesn't always have to be family. Somebody messed them up, and instead of them addressing the problem and trying to fix it so they don't mess somebody else up, they just ran. And because they ran, it affected another person, and because it affected another person, that other person is now gonna pass it on to another person who may or may not go ahead and fix it. That's how generational trauma started. Generational trauma started from somebody getting messed up and them running away from the reality of what happened or what has happened. That's why I think understanding who you are is so important. And I would even go to the brink to even saying therapy, because therapy, that'll probably be another video, but just to make it a long story short, I don't think therapy actually teaches you how to heal. It just teaches you how to cope with it better. And you could call that healing to some people, but for me, I don't think that's healing, right? But let's keep going. That's why I think knowing who you are and self-development is so important. I probably made so many videos on, I can't even count at this point, about just understanding yourself and wanting to grow, because it's so important that you understand why you're hurt and you try to fix it so you don't promote generational trauma. Like when you were a kid, you probably got whoopings, right? So by the time anybody, you see that thing where people like raise your hand, you flinch. That's happened to me before. That's like a thing of you getting beat so damn much, it's like a natural reaction that you got to get into defense position. I don't think I want my kids to have something like that. And I would have said generational trauma, but it definitely can, for the most part, it could definitely be the start of it. Getting beat enough times where the moment somebody even raises their hand to even give you a high five, you just start flinching. That's a part of trauma, at least, the very least. And if you pass it on, it becomes generational. As the next generation, the next upcoming generation that will have kids within the next 10 to 15 years, hopefully, if we can make it that long, I want us to try to be the first generation to, like, I don't want to say put an end to generational trauma, but to at least see it go down. I want us to be that. I want us to do that, because I feel like we could do it. We really could. I think we have some of the best thinkers we've had in a long time. And I think we could be that stop to be the one who could somewhat put an end to generational trauma. Well, not put an end, but can slow it down. But it only comes from knowing who you are as a person and reflecting on yourself. It comes from turning off your phone and actually deep meditating and reflecting on who you are as a person. You have to do that. And I think our generation is the only one, I don't want to say the only one, but could be the first one to really do something like that. And if I got to spearhead it, I'll do it. I have no problem with it. When somebody else spearheads it, I'll follow right along with them.